So for Manchester City, it was the third time they failed to score a goal already this season, and after the game, Pep Guardiola said the difference between the sides was his team couldn't put the ball in the back of the net.
A fantastic game, so we did everything. I didn't see the stats, but I think we created enough chances to score. Donnarumma was fantastic, the quality of the players they have. We minimized for our game, Neymar and Messi be in contact with the ball and not let them run for Mbappe in behind. So at the end, of course, after 2-0, last 10-15 minutes, you attack more desperate with a really less control, and of course the quality they have is fantastic. Everybody knows it, but above that, despite of that, I think we did a really good game with personality, and we should score goals, and we didn't do it.
So the stats that he was talking about were 7 shots on target for Manchester City to PSG's 3. Of course, PSG scored with 2 of those. Manchester City failed to put the ball in the back of the net, despite that big Bernardo Silva chance as well. And let's get more on this, because joining us for the rest of the show, Aston Villa's all-time top Premier League goal scorer, Mr. Gabby Agbonlahor. Hello, friend. How are you?
Good morning. How are we?
Good. Not too bad.
Excellent, Gab.
Yeah.
How are you, mate?
Well, I feel better than I did a couple of weeks ago.
Good,
5 in the morning. So
exactly.
I feel fresh.
You look well, mate. What did you think of the game last night?
So excited, wasn't it?
Oh.
I've never been so excited for a game for a long time. You know, see that many quality players out there, and watching a game, I thought Manchester City played well. I thought they moved the ball quickly. They had everything but a goal scorer on the pitch. You look at the Bernardo Silva chance. If that's an out-and-out striker, even Gabriel Jesus, he scores that. And I think City played well. They coped with the threat of Neymar, Mbappe and Messi quite well defensively. They were strong. So I think it's one of them games where the team that won took their chances. You get them back to the ETIHAD. I fancy City to beat them.
It's funny, Gab, I promise you, I said it last night as well. I'm sitting watching the game, not a lot between the sides, and clearly, as Guardiola and yourself have just said, PSG take their chances and win the game. Bizarrely, maybe not bizarrely, I would fancy City to beat them back home. I really would. But then, we're talking to Danny there early on, Gab. I don't care, and they probably can get away with a lot of games with this false number 9 and not having an out-and-out centre forward, but nobody will convince me that they will not be a better team and more clinical with an out-and-out centre forward.
Yeah, I totally agree. There were times yesterday where Jack would have the ball, Mahrez, and they're crying out for a striker to be able to hold the ball up. Someone just to play off Ali and do a 1-2 with, play off him. He's going to hold it up and you get a shot off. It was a bit like Sterling. You're playing it into him. He's not a striker. You've got Kimpembe and Marquinhos, who are so strong and physical, pushing him onto the floor because it's not his position. I felt sorry for Sterling. I thought he'd done a great job for a winger playing as a striker. He tried to make runs in behind, but he's not a natural finisher. He's not going to finish the chances. He's not going to be able to hold the ball up against big, solid defenders. So it's just one of them games where sometimes maybe Pep tries to be a bit too clever. Maybe it was a game where you didn't play Sterling and you played Gabriel Jesus. Yeah. At least he's able to hold it up. Look at his goal on the weekend against Chelsea. Yeah. He holds it up and a little turn and shoots and scores. Maybe it was a game for him to play.
Speaking of goals, Messi and Mbappe combining for a brilliant Messi goal. We've been waiting to see it in a PSG shirt. Didn't disappoint, really, did it, Gabs?
Honestly, I've been waiting for it. I've got a lot of Man United fans as friends, and we have the argument who's the greatest. They obviously choose Ronaldo. I'm Team Messi, and my mate keeps putting in stats of he's still not scored after 5 games. What's happened to your goat here? And last night I was in that group, giving my mate some, because that's what you want to see from Messi. That's what he's been brought to the club to do. Big games like that, get the goals like he's been getting, and that goal for me was a bit like, okay, Mbappe, this is how you play with Messi. I'm going to get it into position. I'm going to play it off you. You're going to set me back and I'm going to finish it. Suarez done that week in, week out for Messi to set goals up. So the partnership now looks like it's going to be getting better.
Is that the main difference between Messi and Ronaldo, scoring those kind of goals?
He's done it all his career, hasn't he? I mean, Ronaldo, outstanding player, one of the greatest as well. But will Ronaldo score a goal like that now? You look at Messi, and he showed it in little glimpses last night, a little bit of acceleration, and he's still got that acceleration in his system. But the goal yesterday, he's picked it up, and on his mind, he knows what he's going to do. He knows he's going to play a 1-2, doesn't he, Ali? If that was me, I'm running probably down a blind alley and then getting tackled. He knows that, okay, I can see Mbappe, please just play it back to me. And he knows where the keeper is, reverses it into the top corner. Honestly, that's why, for me, he's the greatest ever player.
That's what I want to ask you, Gab, right? I'm watching that goal last night, and a couple of things. I think he's the only person probably
Yep.
in the world that scores that goal, never mind on that football pitch. He knocks it in, shows a great turn of pace, puts his body in the right way in front of Laporte.
Yep.
Now, the ball back to him is a good ball, but it's not perfect because I think he's got to move his feet a little bit. And see, when I'm watching it, Gav, I'm thinking, I keep saying it, the only place he can put that's the goalie's top right.
Yep.
But sometimes he moves his feet and he whips it, because it doesn't get in the corner, but he whips it back the way and the goalkeeper's completely wrong-footed. I just think it was absolute genius.
Yeah, it's just, you seen it, didn't you, from that sort of play when he's playing with Neymar and Suarez. You know, everyone knows when I get the ball, look for a 1-2, and maybe that's all they've needed, a few games to understand each other, Neymar, Mbappe and Messi. But honestly, when I seen it, I thought, that's Messi, isn't it?
Yeah.
When he picked that ball up, he knew what he was going to do. He's not going to run all the way down the pitch with the ball. He's looking for someone, just set me, and I'll do what Messi does.
Perfect.
Who goes further, PSG or Manchester City?
Manchester City. I think, even though they lost last night, I was so happy with the way they played. I thought, like I said earlier, they moved the ball well. Defensively, they were quite strong. I mean, the first goal's a bit unlucky, isn't it? The way he gets to Idrissa Gueye and he scores. The second goal is a bit of class. Laporte probably should have done better not to let him come inside. But for me, Manchester City squad, as long as he plays the right team, they'll go further than PSG for sure.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday morning 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.